3 years back, I was in Massachusetts, Hopkinton, in August, and I called Srikantia sir. The Diamond Jubilee of his Bara Shigri success and that legendary survival was due, and we had a long chat. Soon I got the sad news about his passing away, and what I was celebrating, I was supposed to be celebrating his Diamond Jubilee, happened to be a meeting to remember together the total story as written by him in his article in Caravan. And I remember our great Antarctica hero, Dr. Rasik Ravindra. He was there, and without any formal ado, he happened to chair that meet, and it was, I think, in September beginning. Parvati Srikantia and her large number of her family members had joined from India and some from abroad, and we had a long chat. Today, while having my morning walk in Palmer Drive park, a beautiful park, my thoughts were going back to the great hero, the giant among geologists, S.V. Srikantia. And I decided that we should look back at the life and times of Srikantia. We had started meeting him as students in 1966. There were a few geologists of Geological Survey of India who were frequent visitors to the department. S.V. Srikantia was the shortest in height, but physically, and the tallest was V.P. Sharma, and slightly taller was Om Bhaga. We used to enjoy those discussions of Himalayan geology in the seminars. Though we had started off with a chat by C.P. Bora on his climb to Mount Everest. I.C. Pandey sir had invited him to give the talk. The story of S.V. Srikantia can be and shall be told for years and years, scores of years, and it will be ever a part of history of geological fieldwork by the brave geologists of Geological Survey of India, the third oldest geological survey of the world. The story was actually remembered by the late Dr. Manohar Singh Gill, M.S. Gill, who was at that point of time in 1962 September Deputy Commissioner in Keelong, and he was camping in Koksa to oversee the rescue operations. The legend goes that about 1,500 mules and horses had died. About 250 people had died. And people coming out from very heavy snowfall areas were trampling on the dead, were stepping on the dead, buried in the snow. The treacherous trek from Batal to Chotadara, rather up to Chatru, which is described by geologists, even from University of Cincinnati, Lewis Owen and others, is the stretch of great history of geological flash floods, which brought such massive blocks of the central crystalline ices and granites down, that lots of Tibetan scriptures are inscribed on those, and many a dhaba or a shop, a tea shop, have used them as one wall, or if it's large enough and sloping like this, they have used it also as a part ceiling. And when you read Srikantia's article, the copy which I had printed from that scan which he had posted was poor, but somehow my daughter's son helped me with his digital technology to improve it. And that was the first time that in Hopkinton I was able to read it complete. I had quoted lines of Srikantia in original. And obviously, with the memories of the great man and the memories of that momentous story, my voice was full of emotion. I had virtually transplanted myself mentally in that story of 62, when I was hardly a matric student, a ninth class student. But the cousins and nephews of Parvati Srikantia wrote in that I had by chance taken them mentally in those times with my voice modulation or the emotion in my voice. And even today, when I speak about Srikantia, there are today the most decorated and celebrated geologists. Kesvaldia was one, who had got all the prizes under the sky. But it took much more to be S.V. Srikantia, the giant. No comparisons, but S.V. Srikantia was indeed unique. In 62, when he was the leader of that expedition, such was the image of Srikantia that he was an assistant geologist. Padisa was the geologist. Yet, with his consent and everything total, Srikantia was the leader of that. Not that he wouldn't have cooperated with this senior, but decision after third or fourth day, and that too late in the evening, when they realized the choice is to get buried in the snow or to try and get out. We had heard the story from Panchiram, the rescuer. Panchiram would call him Kantia Saab, and in his typical Laoli dialogue, he would say, Kantia Saab ने मेरे को भेजा डाक लाने के लिए. जब मैंने खबर सुनी कि ये हो गया तो मैं जैसे तैसे पहुंचा. मैंने रस्सी का भी जुगाड़ किया और बहुत कुछ किया, और उन्होंने चंद्रा नदी के पार से मेरे को पहचान लिया कि पंचीराम आ गया है. But for Panchiram tying the rope and helping them to hold the rope and cross Chandra River, 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. also the water was not low enough. They were almost drowning in the river. And how they described that the cook was so demoralized that he was feeling that he is a burden on them. He wanted to get drowned and carried away. And Srikantia and his rest of his party, they literally carried him out. They physically lifted him and brought him to the other bank. And all of them, in that biting cold, in that morning, collapsed. The story I had already told in a video. Today, this chat is to remember, as I said, the giant among geologists, S.V. Srikantia. God bless the sacred soul.